What is your name, please?
My name is Robert E. Fouracre.
My name is Robert, Mr. Entertainment Fouracre.
No, I'm Bob Fouracre, and this is Big Shot Bowling. Emanating from the Londonderry Bowling Center in Londonderry, New Hampshire, it's Big Shot Bowling. Big Shot Bowling is brought to you by Duddy Ford. From economy to luxury, you'll find it at Duddy Ford. By Diamond Chevrolet, where you always get a diamond of a deal. And by Burnett Landscaping of Whitman, Massachusetts. Big Shot Bowling is brought to you in conjunction with the World Candlepin Bowlers Congress. Hi, everybody. Bob Fouracre along with Dan the Man Murphy here on Big Shot Bowling, and it's so nice to have you with us. We have two outstanding candlepin bowlers. Our defending champ, Tom Olszta, is back for the 7th consecutive week. He's won 6 in a row, and the challenger is Bob Kelly. Bob Kelly from Stoneham, Massachusetts. And Dan, should be another good one.
Well, it should be. If you missed it last week, you saw a great matchup between Paul Berger and Tommy Olszta. Tommy won 6 in a row now. Standing in his way, Bob Kelly's long absence was back with us back in 1985.
Yeah, and in 1985, he lost to who? Dan the Man.
That's right. Yeah, one of my few victories.
Well, let's take a look at Bob Kelly. Here he is.
Looking at him now. He carries an average of 123, has a high single of 210, qualified for the show with a 663.
He's still mad about the time you beat him.
Now he gets over it.
And he'll be taking on our 6-time defending champ. Here he is, Tommy Gunn, Tommy Ulster.
And he seems to, we were talking before the show, Bob, he seems to get him when he needs him. He was down by as much as 40 pins last week before coming back. He carries an average of 126, has a high single of 209, and he qualified for the show with who knows?
A good score.
With a real good one, because it's not even on the card.
It's going to be Tom Olszta going after his 7th straight here on Big Shot Bowling, and the roadblock is Bob Kelly. We'll be back with the first game, but first let's roll away for these messages. Welcome back to Big Shot Bowling. Bob Fouracre along with Dan the Man Murphy. And to get this show rolling is Bob Kelly, the port sider. Yes, he brings down 9 in the first ball. Kelly with an average of a 123. Second appearance here on Big Shot Bowling. Last time around in '85, he lost to Dan Murphy. Got a spare.
Interesting choice there. Bob plays the wood to the left to clear out the 10-pin. He didn't want a chance of capping that front piece of wood in front of the 10-pin, and much more difficult shot.
Fills it with a 4.
Right through the middle.
Spread eagle. Yeah, Dan beat him back in '85 with a 405 to a 384. Dan asked me before the show if I'd mentioned that a couple of times during the show, so that's one stand for you, okay? I'll mention it again. Dan,
oh, nice stand.
Oh, yes. Enough of that.
Yeah, but he was bowling left-handed that day, so
That's
took
right.
it easy on me.
Yeah.
There's a 10-box for him, rolling back to clear out the 3-pin. Tommy Olszta came roaring back, being down by 40 pins last week against Paul Berger, through a spare double strike, finished that second game and climbed back to within 8, and finally went on to win 388 to 381, right?
Right. And the final game for Tom, he had himself a healthy one of 142. Tommy Olszta, there isn't a thing that he hasn't won in the world of candlepin bowling that I know of. A 10, watch it. Tommy knocking down 4. His average of 126.
1, 2, 4, 7 to the left, and a 9 and a 10 in the back for Tommy. And yes, nice.
Got
shot.
it. Oh, what body English on that one, and watch this shot.
The 2-4 left, and then finally the 4, and then the 2. And Bob Kelly right back, solid 9-pin drop, leaving the 9. Bob would like to say hello to his brother Henry and his wife Marcia and daughter Stitch in Amarillo, Texas. Watch all the time on the satellite. Big fans of big shot bowling. I think the whole town of Amarillo watches us, Bob.
They do. There's no question about it.
I think Henry gathers them all together at the country store.
Mr. Glass watches us.
Yeah.
He comes from Broken Bottle, Texas. We got a card from him on the cruise. Mr. Glass from Broken Bottle, Texas.
2-4, 3 and 6. I'd have Henry and his wife Marcia send in a postcard.
Oh, nice drive-by. Bob Kelly. Kelly, spare 4, spare 6. We're in the first of 3 here on Big Shot Bowling. And I'd like to thank Gary Levine and all the fine folk at Mr. Tux for suiting me up so I could appear here today in a Mr. Tux tuxedo.
Did you ask him about one for me?
He doesn't want to get you one.
No, I figured. I'll have to go down and talk to him. Big ball by Tommy. 4-7 left. 8 drop on the spare. And a quick 4-pin lead after 2 frames.
The winner will be picking up a couple $100, and right there, Tommy picks up a spare.
Tommy going for 7 wins in a row.
The record, by the way, most consecutive victories held by Pistol Peter Flynn, 10.
Tommy was back with us in '85. He met Mike Sargent, and he lost to Mike Sargent 408 to 332, and then he didn't come back and see us until just recently.
Yeah, he was mad at us.
He was. Of course, he got word out that we said Tommy Olszta's won everything but a match on Big Shot Bowling. So
What do you mean?
I'll show him.
We didn't say it.
Well,
you said it.
Well, I said it, but it was a fact.
Yeah,
I mean,
you were rubbing it in. Boy, is he mad at you.
I guess so, because he's gone on a tear since. Hey,
Nice run by
strike.
Cal.
That lane 29 has been good to Bob. As you can see the scoreboard, 2 spears and now a strike on lane 29.
As he buried it in the 1-2 pocket for the pocket rocket strike. Looking for the double. Here he goes. No.
Oh, got a break there when the 6 and 10 went out, leaving himself to 2-4. Trying to make it 2 marks in a row, and his first mark on lane 30.
Bob Kelly hoping to spare. Got it.
And he does. 2 in a row. Spare on strike.
Not bad at all. This the first of 3 here on Big Shot Bowling, emanating from the Londonderry Bowling Center in Londonderry, New Hampshire.
Well, I'm not sure Tommy wanted that one to go over. 2-4 and the 9 in the back, and
Look at that for a high single at 209.
great game. I think he kept his own score that day, though, Bob.
He did. I was there and I couldn't count that high.
I was going to say, somebody had to do it. Tommy goes from 4 ahead to 6 behind because of that strike spare by Bob Kelly, but drop of 9. We kid Tommy, but Tommy's a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame someday. There's no question about that.
A spare for Tommy. He has 3 spares now. Cheryl Young doing the scoreboard that you see on your screen. Tony Zernicke, our head official, and Dottie Lorick, our statistician.
Double! So, spare on strike. Strike, spare, strike now by Bob Kelly. And again, right back in the 1-2 pocket.
Kelly making Cheryl work there on the scoreboard.
This time through the middle. Spread eagle.
Bob Kelly with 2 strikes, 3 spares in the first game. All the bowlers that appear here on Big Shot Bowling are members of the World Candlepin Bowlers Congress, better known as the Pro Bowlers Tour in Candlepin Bowling. And an 8 for Kelly. 112 with 2 to go in the first game.
eight-pin drop for Tommy. 2-4.
Not bad. See if he can spare it. He has 3 spares. Make it 4. Last week in route to that victory over Paul Berger, Tommy Olszta had himself 11 spares along with 3 strikes. It was that double that got him moving.
And another 9-pin drop.
Got them all but the 4.
Making those spares count. Spare 8, spare 6, spare 8, spare 9.
And going after the 4-pin. Nailed it.
Ooh, a little body English there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kissed it off the wood.
3 in a row and climbs to within 2 pins.
Final 2 in the first game for Kelly. He drops down 7 looking for a mark.
And looks nice. 3-6-10. The wood is angled just right. If he hits it on a red line, should drive him right straight back.
Got him. 4 spares along with 2 strikes as you watch him sweep it away again. Drop of 7.
3, 9, and 10.
Nails it.
Finished with 2 in a row by Bob Kelly.
1 more to go.
7 marks out of 10 frames for Bob Kelly.
A 139 plus this one.
And
Get them all but 1.
great game. 148.
Bob Kelly of Stoneham, Massachusetts, with a 148 in the first game against our 6-time defending champ, Tom Olszta. Tommy buries it in the 1-3 pocket, brings down 7.
He just blew 7 of them out and left himself the 4-8 and then the 10-pin in the far right-hand corner. Now, Tommy's going to go after the 4-pin, hopefully on the left-hand side. Now to dance it across. Oh, played in the inside.
Tommy Olszta from Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Won his first major championship at the age of 16.
Yes, what was it, Bob?
The singles, mass singles.
Massachusetts State Singles. Who was his bowling partner in the same lane? This is going to be in trivia for many years to come in Candlepin bowling. 17 years old, he bowled with another pretty good bowler.
In the name of Dan Murphy.
Hey, Tommy finishes with a spare.
As he puts the relish on the hot dog. Let's see if he got any onions. Yeah, he sprinkles a few on, 8 more on.
What
baby.
an opening game, Bob.
Wow.
148, 144.
Wow. The challenger, Bob Kelly, with a 148. The champ, Tommy Olszta, with a 144. It's all happening here on Big Shot Bowling. You're watching the best in the world of Candlepin bowlers. We'll be back with the second game, so stick around for more exciting action. Let's go on a cruise, Dan. If you want to win a cruise, I have to write as Cruise Big Shot Bowling, 1431 Brush Hill Road in Milton, Massachusetts. And you could maybe be the winner. National Tours of Shaker Heights, Ohio. They're giving away this tour with Premier Cruise Lines.
It's a great opportunity, too. A great cruise. I've taken that cruise myself, and I'm telling you, the word has it, you go on as a passenger, and the food is so great, you come off as cargo.
Let's cargo down the line with the man on lane number 29. Here he is, Tommy Olszta. We'd like to thank Larry Smeltzer and all the fine folks at National Tours in Shaker Heights, Ohio, for making this cruise available. The guy who wins the show has a chance to get a triple strike each show, and if he does, he'll win that cruise. Now, if you want to send us a postcard, with your name and address on it. At the end of the season, we're going to draw. We're going to have one winner from one of you lucky viewers to win a cruise. Compliments of National Tour, Shaker Heights, Ohio. Olszta with a spare.
And a big 8 drop, and he's not going to let up.
Tommy had a 144 in the first game. Bob Kelly, a 148.
Tommy trying to cover the 4-7. Does, makes it 2 in a row.
8 spares overall on the match now for Tommy. In the first game, Bobby Kelly, had himself 2 strikes, 5 spares. The porch signer from Stoneham, Massachusetts, 12th year on the tour. Get them all but one.
And that one is the 6th pin.
In the background, to the left, top of your screen, Jack Ray, the president of the WCBC here today. And some of you probably recognize the Queen of Candlepin Bowling in the background. No, that's not the Queen. That's Dan the Man and me.
I wasn't in the picture. It was you and Dottie.
Well, we're talking about Stacia Zernicke, who's here today during the taping session. There's Jack Ray, the president of the World Candlepin Bowlers Congress. Kelly with a spare 7 and a outstanding 10.
Okay.
Oh, watch this.
Bob took the wrong choice there. He's saying to himself, well, maybe I should have played it there the second ball. And a deuce, half Worcester right for Tom Olszta.
The 3 and the 9.
Oh! Wow.
I'm going to say it.
You can say it.
Superlative. Watch it again as he comes out with a spare after the half Worcester.
3 in a row for Tommy. And
no.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is there a pin missing? Or did he throw a ball?
A 1.
A 1. My, oh, my.
My, oh, my. Well, that's not the record, my friends. The record here on Big Shot Bowling, back-to-back spare ones produced by the man who has the record for the high triple. He's my man. He's Dan the Man. He's my partner, Dan Murphy. No one will ever tie you on that one.
Probably not. It's a great day. Bob Kelly right back in the pocket. 5, 8, and 7 left. He's going to need some help with either the ball or the piece of wood in front of the 5 and the 8. Carry the 7.
Nice try by Bob.
Why do they call it the half Worcester, Bob? Do you know? I know
Yes.
one version.
Yeah,
of the match in Boston.
Right.
Okay, there was a team from Boston bowling a team from Worcester, and the match was extremely close. And going to the final frames, one of the Worcester bowlers chopped out either the 3-9 or the 2-8, and the Boston players said, "Well, he's halfway back to Worcester," and I think that's where the half Worcester came about. Now, I'm sure there's other versions out there, and we're going to get lots of letters, but that's Murphy's version.
Yeah.
Or right or wrong.
Oh, nice shot. Oh, yes. Had it been the guy from Boston or a guy from Boston, it would have been the half Boston.
Yeah, right.
Or if Mr. Glass was up bowling from Broken Bottle, Texas, it would be
half a bottle.
Half a bottle. Last time I was talking to
he was
Mr.
half
Glass,
in the
I
bag.
don't think he had anything left in the bottle.
He was having a bag. Oh! Superlative shot there. 2, 4, 6, 10.
Wow, Kelly, what a shot. Watch it again.
Watch the 2 pin. Mercy. Whoa. Can these guys bowl?
Tommy spanking a few more down. Not a great fill.
A little upset with himself by not hitting the head pin. He's a 3-time bowler of the year, and he's in contention again this year. Of 2 tournaments, Tommy has won 1 of them. The last one being in Metro West, 1393 was his total, just edging out this year's first winner of the first Pro Tour, Peter Flynn.
Tommy with 3 ugly fills. 2, a 1, the other one 4, but that 1 and 2, I'm sure he's upset.
Well, interesting leave here. 7-pin in the left-hand corner, and a triangle to 3, 5, and 6. Oh!
Yo-ho!
These guys came to play.
Did they ever? And a 10 for Bob. 56 at the midway point of the second game. You can see down on the lower left of the screen, he had a 148 in the first. Tommy with a 144. Lost that one. That's a half Stoneham. That's because Bob Kelly is from Stoneham. We're going to change some of the lingo here. Of course, Carl Green might get a bit upset at us.
Oh, yes.
And a 10.
Well, I've got an important thing we should bring up to Mr. Liggums, too.
What's that?
Well, we can talk to after the break.
Okay, let's break right now. We'll be back for the final four in the second game, showcasing Bob Kelly and Tom Olszta in what has been a blistering match so far here on Big Shot Bowling. For special needs. Here he is, Tommy Olszta. Tommy leading by 5 in this game, 71-66 in the match. He's up by 1. Tommy so far with 10 marks, all spares. He had a 144 in the first game. Bob Kelly had a 148. Bob Kelly with 2 strikes and a half dozen spares.
And make it 9 and 80 through 7.
The winner will be receiving $200. The runner-up 100. Both bowlers trophies from George Girton Trophy Center, located at 138 Southbridge Street in the heart of the Commonwealth, and that's in Worcester, Massachusetts.
3, 6, 10 with a 4, 7. Got some help in between or behind the 3-pin. See if he can jump the 3-pin over or the wood. Not quite to carry the 7.
You had something you wanted to say to Mr. Liggums.
Well, I was just thinking this cruise is a great opportunity for someone at home just sending in a postcard and one of the bowlers, if they were to throw a triple strike. I really think he should send you and I, Bob, as kind of tour guides, cruise guides, you know?
The whole crew.
Well, why not?
Why
yes.
not? First, we'll have to talk to the folks at National Tours in Shaker Heights, Ohio. Larry Smeltzer is the gentleman that we'll have to wheel and deal with.
Smeltzer from Shaker Heights.
Provided he doesn't allow the big one on, John E. Liggums. We could have another Titanic. A 9 for
75 through 7. I don't know. I'm on good terms with John, but you probably would have trouble even think of sending you. But
there's some truth to
me
that.
and the crew have a chance of going.
Well, I think he's still in Washington, D.C., having that meeting with Barry Franks.
4,
Or is
5,
it Barney
7, 8.
Franks? No relation to Barry Franks. Yeah, it's Barney Franks. Not to be confused with Barney Frank, right?
I'm confused now, Bob. I'm
You
usually
know-
confused every week when I do this show.
You know that I know that he knows that she knows that these two guys can bowl candle pins.
Exactly. No question about that.
Ooh, tough one for Bob
Well,
Kelly.
Bob has been in a rut here in the second game. He's opened up with a spare, and he's been dry the next 7 boxes. Luckily for Bob, Tommy has not caught fire. He's got 4 spares, but unfortunately, or fortunate for Bob, he only has a spare 8, spare 2, spare 1, spare 4. So he's only going at 110 clip right now.
I'd like to thank our official for this match, Tony Zernicke. He does his usual outstanding job. Cheryl Young keeping the scoreboard that you see on your screen. And our statistician is Dottie Lorick. We thank them all for a fine job. There he is, Tony C. He has given a lot of his life to the outstanding sport of candlepin bowling. That's Tony Zernicke.
Hasn't he? I don't know where we would be without him, I'll tell you.
And a 9 and a disappointing 107 coming off a 144.
Yeah, 251 for a 2-game total for Tom Olszta. Bob Kelly is still looking for his second mark of the second game. He's looking at the 1, the 3, and the 10. And not this time. He had a real good opportunity to increase his lead.
Dan, usually in a sport, when you start off and you're on fire, you're in the groove, you keep it for the day. But this exciting sport and challenging sport of candlepin bowling, you can go from a 180 to a 107 or a 144 to a 107. Why?
Well, you know, one of the great candlepin bowlers one time said, the toughest thing to do is to hit a round object with a round object. That was Ted Williams, and I'm sure he was talking about candlepin bowling and not baseball.
Absolutely.
But that's what we got in this sport, and if you slow the ball down just a little bit or speed the ball up, you're changing the angle that the ball's hitting the pins, it changes the way the pins react. There's so many variables in this game, and it's a challenging game.
Look at that, 148, 144, then a 107 and a 104, and there it is. We got a good one brewing, 252. Kelly on top by one slim pin. Olszta with a 251. We'll be back with the third game, so stick around for more exciting action here on Big Shot Bowling. Back we come to the action. Bob Kelly leading it by 1 after a couple of games, lifting it off. Wow. Wow. I could feel it up here.
1 and 9. So Bobby took out with that first ball.
Nice comeback. Recapping the first 2 games, Bob Kelly a 148, then he dipped to a 104. And for Tommy Olszta, 144. Then he slipped down to a 107. Bob Kelly leading it by 1, 252 to a 251 for Tommy. Tommy looking for his 7th consecutive win here on Big Shot Bowling. And the roadblock is Bob Kelly.
Not quite. 245 in the 10 pin. Cleared out the triangle of 245, but never came close to getting the 10. 18 through 2. Third game, leading by a mere pin.
Left a couple of doors open for Tom Olszta. Tommy dropping 9, hoping to get the 10 for a spare. Trailing by 1. He could take the lead right here.
Probably the most difficult pin for a right-handed bowler, the 10 pin.
Got it.
This Tommy's not one of the normal candlepin bowlers.
Well, he's better than the average bear when it comes to candlepin bowling.
Got that right.
5 on the spare. Tommy now with 11 spares. He's yet to strike in this match against Bob Kelly. Like to say hello to all my fans, and I will underline fans. And
which 2 are those, Bob?
Well, believe it or not, they're from Woodsville, New Hampshire.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's John Bagonzi's territory. You know John Bagonzi?
And his wife Ann?
Well, I don't know about his wife, but I remember him. He beat us many a times in basketball. He was great. One of the great coaches in the state of New Hampshire.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, I thought the 2 that own the Woodsville Candlepin Bowling Center up there.
It's a Candlepin Bowling Center in Woodsville.
Yes. And they're not a member of the New Hampshire State Bowling Association. I think you best get up there and...
That's right. I'm the president, sitting right here next to him.
You better go up to Woodsville.
We're not mentioning those people unless they join the association.
Well,
come on.
I can't say their names. I just said they own a bowling place.
All right. I expect a phone call at Botwell's Bowling Center in Concord and have these people join the association.
I think they have 6 or 7 or 8 lanes up there. Bob Kelly with a 8, 10, and 9 now. In his 4th frame of the final game in this outstanding match.
Did you go up to Woodsville and beat them?
I was there. There's the spare.
4 horsemen, 1, 3, 6, and 10. Bob runs him down. His first mark of this 3rd game.
His 7th spare overall, along with a couple of strikes.
Oh, big strike by Tommy Olszta.
His first one of the match, along with 11. He put the stuffing in the turkey on that one.
And?
Gobble, gobble, I guess. A 7 on the strike.
See if Tommy goes for the 6-10 or tries the wood. No, he's content with grabbing 9 in that 3rd ball. 50 through 4.
Tommy with 11 strikes, 11 spares in 1 strike. If he had 11 strikes.
Leads by a dozen, but those
Yes!
down to 2.
Kelly with his 3rd strike. He slams the stuffing in the turkey. Where's the turkey?
Idle. What you talking about?
I don't know.
That can of soda you got there. What is in that, anyways? Triangle, 3, 5, 6 for Bob. Trying to make it 3 marks in a row.
Yes!
He does. And he comes right back from being down 13 just a few boxes ago.
Yep.
And has a chance to take the lead, depending on what Tom does these 2 frames. How did that 8-pin not go down? Did you see those other pins? They're just gone. I mean, they disintegrated. What a ball.
Spare.
I suppose we get a replay of that 9-pin drop, because they just look like.
Yeah,
let's just take a quick look at
take
that.
a peek at that.
Watch the pins. They just go.
Now, he's going live. Yeah.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. This crew is right on top of everything.
Tim Young, he's the replay man and
watch this.
remote
Watch these
supervisor.
9 pins go. Boom! They're gone. In the pit. It's just
Wow. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
great job, guys.
Bob McElroy.
Tommy's looking at the 9-10. Going to play the wood. See if he can pick off both of them.
Oh! Wrapped it
Tommy,
around.
Tommy thought he had a shot at making both of them. He got neither one.
And a 9. And we're going to break it right here on Big Shot Bowling. We'll be back to showcase some more outstanding bowling between Bob Kelly and Tom Olszta. It's a barn burner. It's a close one. 1 pin separating these 2 guys. So stick around. It's all coming up after these messages. If you'd like t-shirts, athletic clothing, or if you'd like logos on your uniforms, go see the fine folks at Marco Polo. They're located at 133 Dewey Street in Worcester. Their telephone number is on the screen, 508-792-0004. See Mark Strait and all the friendly folks at Marco Polo. They have screen printing, and of course they do embroidering there at Marco Polo. They're located in the heart of the Commonwealth, the birthplace of candlepin bowling, Worcester, Massachusetts. Let's get to the action now. Bob Kelly, it's a good one brewing, Dan Murphy, between Kelly and the 6-time champ Tom Olszta.
Certainly is, and the match at this point is all even. However, with that fill, Bob Kelly's increased his lead, I believe, by 5 pins, or 2 5-pins.
There's Jackie Ray, and that is not his child.
I'm glad you cleared that up, Bob.
That is Derek, the son of, I think it's Joe Ashline.
Joe Ashline, correct. although Jackie is an expectant father.
Yeah.
.245 left for Bob Kelly. Oh,
Top one.
2-pin right around the 4. And a couple open frames for Tom Olszta to work on. So we have another, as you would call it, a barn burner, Bob, going down to the final frames.
Or a white knuckler.
All right.
Cliffhanger.
A nail biter.
Seat squirmer.
I guess that covers it pretty well.
Just about.
Oh, ouch. 1 and 9.
There's no way to go against an open frame when you're trailing by 5 coming into the home stretch. Tommy Olszta looking for his 7th consecutive win on Big Shot Bowling. He has had wins over Bruce Young, Joe Ashline, Jack Sanick, Bill Stanley, Bob Buxton, and last week, Paul Berger.
Well, triangle in the right-hand corner, 6, 9, 10, but he also has the 7-pin in the left-hand corner. And a couple pieces of wood next to the 7. Almost looks like he might go at the 7-pin in the wood. Couple choices. Could go triangle too. Let's see what he tries. He's going to try the triangle. You wanted that 9-pin to fall into the wood possibly, but well, it's going to go down to the final 2 frames. 7-pin lead. Make it 8 now for Bob Kelly.
As he's hoping to dethrone Tom Olszta.
He would like at least 1 mark to push it into double figures. That would force Tom Olszta to throw 2 marks.
Bob Kelly with 3 strikes and 8 spares in the match. And a 9.
109. Both
Down
balls
to the
are
final one.
wasting no time picking the ball up and firing it. Oh, this will be a big one.
Big one indeed.
This will be a big one. But there's one rule that's not covered in candlepin bowling as far as the amount of time that you can take.
Big spare.
You must wait for the wood to settle down on the plate, stop moving, but there is no slow play penalty like there is in golf.
20-second clock or whatever.
Nothing like that. There could be one forthcoming, though. Oh, boy. Off target.
A 3.
3, so it leaves the opening for Tom Olszta.
122.
374 for a 3-game total. Tom needs a 123 to tie.
Let's see if he can make some hay with this one. If anyone can do it, it's the guy on lane number 29. At that time, Tommy will come out of it, hopefully,
Okay,
with a 10.
This is an important pin because he can do it with a 20 box right here for a tie, I believe. 103. 20 would give him 123 for a tie. So he needs a double strike to win, but a spare strike, spare will tie the match. Oh boy, it's going to be a tough one. He has to convert this and throw a strike.
All boils down to this ball.
Oh, look at this. Wow. Close.
But no. We'll have a new champ in the name of Bob Kelly.
Streak will stop at 6.
Tommy Olszta being dethroned by Bob Kelly in an outstanding match. 2 great candlepin bowlers. There's the final numbers. Kelly with a 374. Olszta with a 364. We'll be back. And Bob Kelly will try to win himself a cruise complement of national tours. Shaker Heights, Ohio, if he gets a triple, so stick around. Welcome back to Big Shot Bowling. Bob Fouracre along with Dan the Man Murphy here from the Londonderry Bowling Center in Londonderry, New Hampshire. And in this show, it was Bob Kelly dethroning our past six-time champ, Tom Olszta, and it was a good one. Bob Kelly with a 374 to Tommy Olszta's 364, Dan.
Well, you know, Tommy just thinks he can make every shot up there, and
Most of the time he can.
and most of the time he does. Even the last box, he knew he needed a strike spare, a spare strike. He had the 3-2 split, almost made that to keep himself alive. I mean, he's just a fantastic competitor, and you got to beat him. He won't beat himself.
He's a great one, Tommy Olszta. Let's bring up Tommy. Let's have a nice round of applause for Tommy Olszta, who had won 6 in a row prior to this show. Tommy, nice having you with us here on Big Shot Bowling. We have another trophy from, is that a championship trophy or a runner-up? Yeah, runner-up trophy this time from George Girton Trophy Center in Worcester, Massachusetts. What about this show?
It was a close match. We both come out of the gate real strong. Then after that, it was Bob was saying, "Here, Tom, you take it." I was saying, "You take it, Bob," and he come out on top.
Yeah, he did, and you both came out strong indeed. 148, 144. What happens when you go from the 140s down to the low 100s?
It's frustrating, but it happens. It's the game of bowling. You never know what's going to happen, and you take the good with the bad.
Okay, Tommy, I have a funny feeling we'll see him back someday, huh? Yeah. Probably very shortly. Nice bowling, Tommy.
Thank you.
Tommy, nice going. $100 and a trophy from Girton Trophy Center. Let's hear it for Tommy Olszta, one of the true greats in the sport of candlepin bowling. This is the time of the show where the champ has an opportunity to win a cruise. 3 nights to the Bahamas and 3 to Disney World. And if you'd like to win a cruise, all you have to do is send us a postcard. Cruise, Big Shot Bowling. Make it out to 1431 Brush Hill Road in Milton, Massachusetts. Just put your name on it, and if you'd like to say a couple of things about how much you like me on Big Shot Bowling, you can certainly do that too. And Premier is also involved in this.
Oh yes, Premier Cruise Lines and National Tours and Travel from Shaker Heights, Ohio.
Well, let's see if this guy to my left, the big one right here, can get a cruise. Compliments of National Tours. Here he goes. He needs the triple. Bob Kelly. Nope, he's not going to go on that cruise, Dan.
Not this week, anyways. We got Harry Reno coming in next week. And bring him over.
Let's bring him over. Let's have a nice round of applause for the champ, Bob Kelly, as he jumps into the winner's circle. I guess he wants to... Hey, Kel, what do we got here? Is it... Here he is. Let's hear it for the champ.
Pick somebody up.
Bob Kelly, congratulations.
Thank you.
Who do you have with you?
My son Cameron.
How old is
6
Cameron?
weeks old. 6 weeks old. He's
No
got the
talk.
hiccups right now.
No talk, huh?
Talks as much as John Legums does. Wow, here's another trophy. I know. I can't resist it. I didn't mean it, John. Hey, another bowl, lefty or?
Golfer.
Golfer.
Golfer. Better not be, Mr. Kelly. Trophy, Girton Trophy Center, $200. What about the victory over Tommy Olszta?
Oh, the last string left. I thought I was going to give it away because I had a couple bad fills. And Tommy took some great balls in there. And, it was just frustrating, like you say.
And you came off a strong 148 down to that 104. What happened there?
Oh, it looked like there was a give or take match. Like Tommy didn't want it, I didn't want it. So we just sort of like more pressing than anything. And unfortunately, I had a few good breaks, and Tommy didn't have it. Nothing near the end. Nothing was falling for him.
Next week, Harry Reno.
Throws a lot of strikes.
He does, huh?
Very explosive ball.
Yeah.
But this should be a good one.
Well, congratulations again, and
Jim would like to say hello to his Uncle Henry down in Amarillo, Texas.
you heard it. The hiccup, that's it. Bob Fouracre, along with Dan the Man Murphy, and our new champ, Mr. Kelly. Thanks so much for being with us on Big Shot Bowling. We'll see you next week. So long, everybody. Bye.